Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Nick Dyson. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Speaker and Coach. And for today's video, instead of talking about leadership as we typically do, I want to talk about the 5 steps to determining your life's purpose or what kind of vocation you may need to go into. And by the end of the video, you should have a process or an idea of how to go about determining what you should do as far as your career or your life, or at least a starting point of how to get there. Number 1, the first thing I need you to do is self-reflect. And I need you to stop, take a moment, breathe, and then think about what things you are passionate about and care about. The reason I need you to self-reflect and think about this is a lot of people will tell you you are good at a lot of things and that you should go into a lot of different career paths or career fields, and they are not you. They are trying to be nice. They're trying to be honest. They're trying to be genuine, but they will try to tell you, you should go and do this. You should go and do that. And they give you all kinds of different ideas. Just for myself, for example, I have been given so many points of advice in my lifetime about what I should go and do. I have been told anything from asking if I was going to go in the military, if I was going to go work and be in law enforcement, to was I going to go and own my own business? Was I going to become a preacher? Was I going to become a motivational speaker? Was I going to go and be a college professor? But even beyond that, was I going to go and be a computer programmer? Was I going to be a computer hacker? Was I going to work in cybersecurity? Like, the list goes on. If you take every single thing that somebody assumed or thought that I would do in my lifetime, I'd probably have about 20 jobs. But that is just not sustainable, guys. You need to stop and self-reflect and ask yourself, what do I actually care about? What am I passionate about in myself? So for me, that's actually a challenge I had when I started college. I started and I was listening to the people saying computers, technology, cybersecurity, programming, all of those things. And that's what I started college studying, was computer science. Was I good at it? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely not. I hated it. But I did it because I thought I could be rich and was going to make it big and money. And that's what everybody told me I should do. That's what everybody told me I was good at. So I just took it and ran with it. But that was not my passion. Number 2, and this is where I'm going to explain my passion and tie in the story. But number 2 is evaluate your gifts and abilities. So I'm a person of faith, and I do believe that God gives people gifts and abilities. You may disagree with that, but that's my perspective. That's what I believe. So if you hear me reference that, that's why. But I believe people have gifts and abilities. For me, my gifts and abilities, things that stood out to people when I was a teenager and a young adult especially, was people noted my leadership, my public speaking, my charisma in presenting and speaking. Everybody noted those things, but they focused on the technical. Hey, you're good at computers. Yeah, you're great at speaking. You're great at leading a team. You're great at leading these projects. You're great at doing these things. You're great at all this stuff. But yeah, you're really good at this computer stuff. Well, the problem was, I enjoyed the teamwork. I enjoyed the collaboration. I enjoyed the speaking, the presenting, the talking. I enjoyed leadership and telling others about leadership and learning about leadership. I loved all of that. But yet the focus was on technical. But as my career has gone on, I've come full circle, where now I'm a certified speaker and coach with Maxwell Leadership. I teach as a college business professor. I work in human resources, but I work in professional development, leadership, and those types of things. I have those connections and ties once again. It's come full circle, and my focus is getting back to leadership, presenting, and speaking the way that it used to be, things that I enjoy, because those are my gifts and abilities and my passion. So evaluate your gifts and abilities. You may not have any of the gifts and abilities that I just described. You may be a person that you're great at connecting with people. You may be a person that you're not. You may be a person that you have great design and creativity, but you don't have the technical type of background. We all come from different walks of life. We all have different backgrounds. But find what you're passionate about, find what gifts and abilities you've got, and you're starting to get your focus. But that still could be really broad. That could still be a really wide-ranging criteria. Because For me, leadership and public speaking, you're talking about 20, 30 different vocations that I could enter. What could that be? All right, so number 3, start asking advice of other people, not just the people that give their advice willingly. Go and seek out trusted advisors, trusted mentors, trusted people that you can ask advice. Hey, what kind of skills, what kind of abilities do you see in me? What kind of things do you see? What do you think I would be good at doing? What are some career ideas? And if you hear somebody describe or talk about certain careers or certain career paths, try to connect or meet somebody that's in those areas, those fields of expertise. The reason for that is they can give you advice, they can talk to you about the job, and maybe you can learn, are you actually going to enjoy what that is or not? You might be able to determine, is that something you actually want to do with your life, or is it not? The 4th thing that I will recommend to you, and we're going to come back and touch on number 3, but the 4th thing is you can use personality tests and assessments. And I am not talking about going and finding some BuzzFeed quiz or whatever it is. No, I'm talking about things that are more staples. Things such as Myers-Briggs or a disc type, or I don't really like Enneagram, but there's different ones that maybe they can give you an idea of your personality and your responses, and maybe some thoughts of career paths. If something piques your interest, then go back to that number 3. Ask somebody's advice. Hey, I took this personality assessment and it said that I might be good at this type of field or this type of work. What do you think? Do you think I could be in that type of field, that kind of work? You can go and ask. Or you can take that personality assessment and say, okay, here's some ideas. Maybe I need to explore this in high school and college, or maybe you're already a working professional and you're trying to branch out into a new area. That's when you take those and you look and say, okay, could I maybe branch out? Could I maybe start a side hustle? What would that look like? And how could I do those things? Number 5 is seek out a coach or a mentor, somebody that maybe they're a career coach, a life coach, a leadership coach, maybe somebody that's a mentor, a pastor, a teacher, somebody that you trust that will give you unbiased feedback and able to discuss this topic with you in a tactful, careful way. Somebody that is not going to say that I think you should go and do this job, but somebody that will ask you why. Why do you think you're leaning that way? What do you think your talents and abilities are that would make you good at that? Somebody that will dig in and ask those questions to help bounce ideas off of you, to help you understand what that could be. If you didn't see my last video, in my last video, I actually talked about the role of a mentor and coach. Highly recommend going and watching that. It'll be as a card in the end of this video, or you can click the link up here up top. Go watch that video. You can see the role of a mentor or coach, but I highly recommend that being part of your process to determine what are you supposed to do and what kind of career are you going into.